All right, we back, y'all. Oh, Donnie, what's up, bro? All right, let me see here. Now, I just want to help out you know, my people out there because there's a new one out there where I told y'all it's you know, Trump's only uh point in this. No matter what happens, no matter what you say, it's always a conspiracy against Trump. Even before he became the president, he already had that in mind. Like, this is what I'm going to say. If I lose the election, I will already start saying that it's a conspiracy before I even lose. So, you see, so Trump already had this thing that he was going to lose from the beginning. He has it built in. He's a crook. So he has the excuse already baked in, to the cake of why things don't go right for him. He's an excuse maker, you see. So now, within the last, it's not even been 24 hours. Now the new conspiracy has finally come out. And what they're saying is ridiculous, of course, because the only person that could have it this way is Trump. Nobody else gets to have it this way on Earth. Um, the new conspiracy is that, of course, it's the left wing. And I said that, yes, I said that when he just got shot. 20 minutes, I said he is going to come with the left did it. That's what I said. It's in the last video and it's in the video before, and I'm going to repeat it again. Trump's only way of getting out of this is to blame the left because he doesn't have anything else to do. He has no other way out of this but to blame the left. So even if it's the right that's pissed off at him, even if it's the Republicans that hate Donald Trump and have been saying it for 7, 8 years, anybody, people, he just don't want to hear it. And folks that's like him, that's part of the cult, they don't want to hear it. So we're going to remind people of that. Now, before I cut off, please remind me to show you um, what question I asked Chat GDP and Chat GDP came back with. And it's really going to be funny because people have you could talk about all the conspiracies you want, but let me tell you, Alex Jones had a conspiracy. You may not be able to find it on the internet anymore, but he did have a conspiracy because he's got a big mouth. And guess what one of his conspiracies was? One of his conspiracies was this: the right will take out could take out Trump in order to start a civil war and to validate a civil war against the left. Yes, that's 2017. And I'm going to show you. That's what ChatGDP told me. Now, before we get to that, for logical minds, right? For rational minds, let's just take a review of how many Republicans hate Trump. We're talking about NRA type of Republicans that hate Trump and have been saying it for years. But folks, be deaf because the cult is deaf. That's how cults work. They don't bend to reason, they don't bend to rationale. They want to find out. Yes, he did do that. Donnie, he said that. That was Alex Jones' conspiracy in 2017 was that the Republicans or the MAGA people, the right, could take out Trump and use it as an excuse to commit violent acts against the left. That's your boy Alex Jones who said that in 2017. But we're going to get to that. You know, like I'm just saying, they're going to have to come with the conspiracy because it's painfully obvious that a Republican just shot Donald Trump's ass. And that reality is too real for them to contemplate. They have to run. It's called cognitive dissonance. Republican, gun baron, loyalist, believes in having AKA 50, all this shit, shot Trump's ass yesterday. And the conspiracy theorists are having cognitive dissonance. So we're going to help those types figure out. We're going to give them a little bit of help, but a little reach out. Just They can't say somebody's not reaching to them so they don't drown. I'm reaching to you. I don't want you to drown. If you grab my hand, I'll pull you up. But if you don't, fuck it. It's your life. You could drown too if you want. Hey, it's to each his own, right? Now, check this out. Republicans have been saying they hate Trump's ass for 8 years. I guess they haven't been listening well. And what I'm going to tell you is that they really do hate Trump. The type hate Trump. Whew. Let's get started here, y'all. First, did I put that up? This up on the screen just to get this out of the way? Boom. There we have it. Boom. Take it back off. Check it out. Now, these are some election results. And the conspiracy theorists who are irrational, and cultists, this is some of the information they just look right past. See, so if you want to look right past the part that a Republican that loves his guns just shot Donald Trump's ass out of hate, then you might want to take this into account. A lot of Republicans do not like Donald Trump. Take a listen. They only talk about Republicans here when they say voting, Trump voters and non-Trump voters. All right, pause this. When we talk about Republican diversity, right? Think about that. Donald Trump, even within the gun toters, this has nothing to do with age. What did they say? It's got nothing to do with age. It's got nothing to do with being Christian. They're all Christians like that. You know what I'm saying? Bible Belt Christians, this kind of thing, right? These are all these things are the same, right? But Trump is alienating them. That means Trump, even within that narrow demographic, is not really keen on diversity at all. He's narrowed it down to the nuts, just the nuts, not the thinkers, but the nuts, the lower class of this group, literally. And that's why they fall for conspiracy theories. Sadly enough.
Here's the big secret about women.
Hold on. Let me turn this down. Now, there you go. Hold on. Is it done yet? Yeah. Now, that's number one. That's the number one video. Now, that's very interesting because, don't get me wrong, that's just a little snippet, a small snippet of what's been happening for years, what they've been describing. And now let's go to the qualifying part. That's data, which is, it's damn, what did they call it? Qualitative is what we don't have. And this one is based on numbers, which is you put those two together and you got a clear picture. So they went to the data, and now let's go to the qualitative. Let's hear some Republicans actually say they hate Trump, right? This is not new. This is the conversation that has been going on for 8 years now. You see, for 8 years now. Don't get me wrong. Think of whatever conspiracy theory you want to think of, if you have to only. But my suggestion would be also think about the information, the data that's out there. Now, you got some voting data that says half of Republicans actually don't like Donald Trump. Even though he won the Iowa one, it's not because a whole shitload of Republicans voted for him. Right? It's for other reasons. Maybe the ballot was split in the wrong way, things like this. But you have these facts. Over 8 years, Republicans have been coming out speaking against Donald Trump. Serious Republicans, people that count also, voters, right? People that have been in the Republican Party for a while, right? People that have been veterans, served in the military, people that have served in government, people that have, done a lot of things. You can't just discount them either, because let's see, anybody that just wants to discount anything, when you have the right to just discount any information, you can make up any story you want. You can make up any reality you want. And I think that's what you see right now out of this troubled group that they call MAGA, right? They're reaching for almost anything, and it's beginning to not make. And it was always a little funny and kooky to me, but I think now Republicans have had enough, and I think yesterday was the first shot. That's what I think. So let's listen to some more. Let's listen to some Republicans here.
A second term for Donald Trump, I truly fear that it's going to destroy us as a republic.
I would be scared to death if Donald Trump were to be reelected for several reasons. One is because I feel his position would be totally self-serving, not in the interest even of his base constituency, let alone the independents who might vote for him.
I think a second Donald Trump term would be a disaster for this country. He's so bitter and so full of hatred.
Armchair revolutionary, which is a really odd name, but hey, if that's what you are, we're listening right now to some qualitative data. We heard about the Iowa election, and that's data, that's in numbers. They took some small polls, right? But now we're going to listen to real people that are part of the Republican Party that don't like Trump. If you will allow that to happen, we can do that. I hope you listen. You're welcome to listen, but you're also welcome to close your ears also and put your blinders on like this, like a horse. You could do that. That's your right. I'm okay with that too. I support you in that right.
And retribution, that I think he would further divide this country.
If Donald Trump is elected president again in 2024, that it would be a retribution, to put it in his own words, that a lot of his time and effort will be spent going after those that he perceives to be enemies.
We're not going to make it if Trump's in office. You think it's chaos now? Oh my gosh, times 3.
Second term of Donald Trump would just look like a shit show, in the fact that he's just going to keep running through people in cabinets until he finds a sycophant yes man that only does what he wants.
If Trump is elected as president, it's just more of the divisiveness is going to happen. More of the issues that we've seen on January 6th is going to happen. It's bad for this country if Trump is voted in.
I think in a second term, he would be focused mainly on retribution. The issues we'd have with him in the Justice Department and trying to use it to go after his political opponents would be overwhelming and distracting. I just don't think he's focused on what the country needs. I think he's focused on what he needs.
He has said as much publicly, that those who do not get in line, or those that oppose him getting to the nomination even, will feel his wrath in his second administration. And we need look no further than what he did to prevent the peaceful transition of power in the last election, and denying that it was a legitimate election.
I think the second term with Donald Trump would be more what he's already talked about, focusing on retribution and his inability to really fathom the results of his decisions, which would be bad. My personal opinion is anyone who wants to be president is not the person for the job. If a person wants to serve as president and they have the right background, I'm all for them.
If Trump is elected again, I think it's going to look bad for the United States. It's horrible because of his character and the things he's done in the past.
What worries me most about a second Trump presidency is that it seems it's going to be the first term on steroids. He will be even more focused on himself rather than on the good of the country. I think he will be even less willing to work together with others. He will alienate more people, including our global allies.
I can't imagine a second Donald Trump cabinet filled with the kinds of people that would be loyal to Donald Trump while he's not loyal to the United States Constitution.
If we have him, we are going to be in trouble because he doesn't do things the way that he doesn't believe in the rule of law, for one thing. He believes in everything is about him and that he does no wrong. And he does wrong.
I can see a second term presidency leading to more war in Europe. I think that people mistakenly think that if Trump were president, Russia would back down, Vladimir Putin would back down. I think that is incorrect. I think if he won a second term, I think Putin would be emboldened.
I cannot stress enough that I'm scared to death about the specter of Donald Trump returning to the White House. It defies everything that I stand for as it relates to being an American and being an American president. Character does matter.
I think a second term for Trump would be absolutely disastrous for both democracy and freedom in general. You're going to be a dictator on day one. You're going to be a dictator on the first day of your third and fourth term as well, not just the second.
I don't think it would be good if Donald Trump is elected. I hope like heck that he is not elected. But I think that what America would have to look forward to would be chaos.
Donald Trump stating that he would be willing to be dictator on day one if he returns to office, it is deeply disturbing to me. I think it should frighten the living daylights out of anybody. And if there's one person who I think is going to try it, he's the guy who's going to try it.
What scares me the most about a second Donald Trump term is that we're basically heading in the direction of a dictatorship, and that someone who's going to be in office taking retribution against anyone who disagreed with them. And that's what we've seen going on for many years.
I believe if Donald Trump gets a second term, that he might do the same thing that Xi Jinping has done in China and that Vladimir Putin has done in Russia, and set himself up as an emperor. And America's Constitution doesn't have room for emperors. It's for presidents that come and go.
I think a second president you see by Trump would be far more extreme. I think he will actually be able to enact many of the things that he says that he will, because he's putting people in place that will allow him to do it. Trump has certainly learned his lesson from his first time as a president. He will not allow any normal people to have any influence, but will fill every position he can with people that are loyal to him.
There are so many things that worry me about Trump becoming president again. I don't think any person who has gotten close enough to being indicted for a felony.
Hold on. Let me just say one thing, because I see this comment, armchair revolutionary. Listen, if I said half of the voters do not like Trump, I was speaking actually about that particular poll that they did in that one election. Okay, so you could call it BS, but that's the quantitative data that has been collected by a group. You could always disprove it by going out and getting your own quantitative data. But if you're just going to disbelieve something just because, and you don't have something else data-wise to reject or prove that claim wrong, I also equally don't think that's a good thing. So, I say, hey, they threw some shots at Trump. Throw some shots back. But the shots that they threw was quantitative data. Now we're listening to qualitative data. It's people's words. This is not, you got the wrong people. Kissinger has not been in this video. And I don't believe I've seen Liz Cheney in this video yet. But even if she was in this video, do you understand how many different people are in this video? How is it that a person with their ears open could mention two names and not see that there's obviously already been 20 different people. How could you not see that? And there's more. There's loads. This is just one video, bro. You see, so I'm not discounting them. Are you discounting them? I'm not discounting the claims that people make, the conspiracy theories. I'm looking into them and asking questions and tell you what I find. Like, for one, Donald Trump's family was not in the United States of America during the War of Independence or even the Civil War. He wasn't. You see, Biden's family was at least here before the Civil War. You see, at least decades and decades before the Civil War. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't understand it. Those are just basic facts. Donald Trump's platform is 1776. That's MAGA for you. I'm expecting people that call themselves the Heritage Foundation to be talking about their heritage, where they fought for the independence of this country, and they fought in the Civil War, at least, even if you're a Dixie. But most of these people, they don't. They don't even go that far back. So I want to listen. I heard them talk a bunch of crap. They haven't been here as long as my ancestors. I could listen to these Republicans too. I hope you're not offended by that deeply, brother. It's just checking the facts out. Now, these are Republicans. These are not Democrats. Okay, so if you want to discount what Republicans say, go ahead and do that. You're welcome to do that. You know, I'm not going to do that, though. I want to hear what they got to say.
Should be anywhere near the presidency. I can't guarantee that.
Oh, Rain, I'm going to stop this in a bit, and then we can have a little discourse on it. Welcome. Thank you for popping up.
Trump's not going to be great friends with our enemies, and just whenever it suits him to share a document, or whenever it suits him to do something that he's going to see as advantageous to himself, where he's looking out for himself and the country is just secondary, if that.
I think that a second Trump term could possibly be the end of the United States. I mean, he's called this.
Yo, hold on. Let me stop something, because now this brother's taking it personal, whoever this is. Yo, you need to hop up. Listen, I don't know if you ever heard of the word intersection or racism or any of these things. But look, some cracker like Trump might just see me as a black man. But I'm more than a black man. Okay? I'm a father. Do you see me as a father? Armchair philosopher? Do you see any other aspect besides the fact that I don't like Donald Trump and I'm voting for Biden is mattering to you? No. So excuse me. If I talk that way to you, would you like it? Would I say you're just a shithead? Would you like that? Is that what you would like? Let me tell you something. You hop your ass up here right now and speak your case. Since you got such a big mouth. You don't know. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not just a fucking liberal, you piece of shit. I'm a human being, you bastard. Get it straight. Or get the fuck out of here. Or hop your ass up and defend your point. Okay? Matter of fact, here we go. What are you talking about? Just dropped? What? Man, shut the hell up, you punk. Get the hell out of here, man. Whatever. Give me 2 seconds, y'all, to deal with this. You want to sit back? Now I know why they call you armchair revolutionary. God damn. You know? Throw your video up. Throw your face up. Let's see what your face look like. Armchair. Damn. Hold on. Here we go. Just give me a second, y'all. I'm going to play this. Give me 2 seconds.
Shots. It's happened before in other countries. It's never happened here before. But if we've got Congress and the Republicans and the Supreme Court that are siding with him, what's the options?
If Trump were to get in, I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, he's going to cut off Ukraine. Ukraine could fall. He's told people that he's not going to defend Europe. Putin will be able to start attacking countries. It'll just be World War III.
A second Trump term, in my opinion, would be chaotic. I feel like the beginning of the term would be spent with Donald Trump figuring out how to get even with those people who did not support him while he was out of office. It would probably involve a pardon of everyone involved in January 6th, which would, in essence, say you can stage an insurrection in the United States, and as long as the right president is in the White House, you can get away with it, and there'll be no consequence for your actions.
There are many alarming things about a second Trump term. First in my mind is what's happening to Ukraine. He is not the president, but he is directing the House of Representatives in foreign policy matters. He has publicly stated he's not going to spend another dime on Ukraine. We are going to see a democracy fall under Russian rule. Now, if you're upset about Afghanistan falling, you should be 10 times more upset about Ukraine falling.
Second Trump term will probably look pretty much like the first one. It'll be highly chaotic. There'll be a lot of disruption. He'll go through several cabinet members and advisors. It'll be like a revolving door in and out of that office. And I think that it's going to severely impact our ability to defend ourselves and our national security is what I'm mostly concerned about.
The things that Trump has said about what he will do if he wins re-election in 2024, it really concerns me. Obviously, he's angry and vindictive, and I think he will try to use the power of government to punish his enemies, which obviously I know, other presidents have done similar things in the past, but I think he's going to take it to a whole new level that will basically test our system. And we have our three branches and the checks and balances, but an executive that is hell-bent on destroying that, it's scary. I'm not sure what will happen. I think we could definitely have a constitutional crisis.
I will not be. All right, I'm going to stop it right here. That has been 10 minutes. That's been 10 minutes of different Republicans. And I doubt any of you really know their names. I mean, if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. So the fact that you don't know these people, you should give them a listen at least one fair time. You see what I mean? Even if you disagree with them, be just as fair as you would want someone to be with you at work, at any government agency, out on the street, in any shop where you're buying something. Yeah. But in any case, Rue, what's up? You good? How you doing, sis?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Welcome. Oh, Beverly's down there too. Go ahead. Yeah, I hear you. Welcome.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you too, Bev.
Okay.
But let's hear Rue first. Let's let Rue talk too, because she's been waiting for a sec. What's up, Rue?
There's a lot of things going down now. So I can understand. There's a lot of confusion, deliberate, calculated confusion. I will say I love Trump. He pulled through yesterday like a boss. That was quite disturbing to witness. My God. But there's typical commentary when it comes down to this man in regards to him becoming some sort of dictator. I view that as indeed propaganda. We've seen him in office. But
Rue, you heard him say it himself out of his own mouth.
Yeah, he said, "I'm going to." He said there. He said, if I'm not mistaken, he said, "Yeah, I'm going to be a dictator for a day." Is that not what he said?
He definitely said that. He definitely said that, and he's made many comments about it.
Excuse me.
Hold on, Bev. Just let him. I just wanted to call her and ask her about that, because for me, it's like, if you don't say it out of your mouth, it would be wrong. If you say it out of your mouth, you can't complain when people take you serious.
Yeah. So I mean, I understand the way the government works, all the different branches of government that prevents that something like that from even happening. But, there's always going to be a lot of Republicans didn't like Bush. There's always going to be individuals within, that party that may not like that, you know, a certain candidate or president. That's going to happen. But, you know, that's that commentary that they keep pushing. And that, I believe, is what fueled what happened yesterday. Oh, he's going to be a dictator. We're acting like we never seen this man run this country before. He's had a term. So
Who's acting like that? Who's
Huh?
the we? Who's the we that's acting?
I'm speaking in regards to the people you were just playing. We've
Oh,
seen
but
this
they
man
not.
already.
You know, no. You mean you believe that they're acting? That's what you're saying. You believe they're acting?
There's propaganda. I'm listening
You
to
are
the
the
same.
propaganda. You're the
You-
propaganda. Excuse
You
me.
said what?
You're the propaganda. Nobody
How so?
comes to fix it.
I'm not. I
Excuse me.
don't have. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm being respectful. I would
I'm being
suggest that you do the
respectful
same.
also.
I have no. There's no
No,
propaganda. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. There's no propaganda when it comes to me. I have a high IQ. I'm a critical thinker. I implement cognitive and critical thinking
But Rue,
skills.
hold on, Rue, hold on, Bev.
The man just spoke and
Hold
told
on,
you to
hold
hold
on.
on his
Just
platform.
hold on,
Don't be
hold
a
on,
statistic.
hold on,
Don't be a
hold on.
statistic. The
Look,
man
just
whose
hold
platform
on
you
for
are
a second.
on.
Just hold on for a second. Look, again, I said the word fair. That's what I said. So what I mean by fair is what's good for the goose is good for the gander unless you can prove otherwise. So if one person can call someone propaganda, you can be called propaganda. What's the difference? It's just words. So that's what I'm saying. Rue, do you want somebody saying what you're saying is propaganda? Because if you're saying these people's feelings are not true, you actually have to prove it. You have to prove it. Otherwise, what's the difference? That's all I'm saying, you know. But Bev, I don't want y'all to argue. I just want y'all, if you want to interject, it's good. I don't have a problem with that. But I want to get to the point of it. You know, if you don't think that
I
these
don't want to
people's
argue with this lady. I just want to straighten her out. You know yourself.
You can't
You're
straighten me
being
out.
diplomatic. You know
Can I, may I
yourself
please
that
respond? Because I'm
yeah,
reading.
hold on, hey Bev, but just let her. Hold on, Bev, hold on. I'm
Okay,
sorry. I'm
I'll
sorry.
let her do it because of you.
Yeah.
But you know yourself, no one is a dictator for a day. Hitler wasn't a dictator for a day. It took from 1939 to what, like 1944, 1945 to get rid of Hitler? Please, pass me by with the BS. I'm muted. I'm listening.
Yeah, of
Just-
course you
yeah,
are.
just go. Just-
Don't you please excuse me, sir. Please don't bring you have to straighten me out. See, that's that castrating, overbearing spirit that you have. I'm a person that has critical thinking skills and cognitive thinking skills. We've seen this before. When it came down to his first term, everybody said, oh, he's going to be the dictator. He's going to be this and going to be that. And it wasn't that at all. Now look at society today where the food is.
But hold on. You mean you feel like it wasn't that way for you? It's a lot of people that are speaking just like you, right? That also should be heard, that are saying that's what they got out of him. There's loads of people, loads of Republicans saying it. So are you trying to say that nobody should listen to their words at all? Because none of anything that they're saying could actually be true at all?
What do you mean in terms of
People saying that they felt like Trump operated like a dictator.
the first term?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'll just say, okay. That's it. I'll just say, okay. Everyone has a right to their opinion, right? I'll just say, okay, that's how they feel. That's how they feel.
I mean, I don't know what to say. When it comes to elections, it really does come down to how people feel. It's not always about the facts, right? It's not always about the facts, is it? It's also about the feelings, how you make people feel. And if Trump or any party makes people feel a certain way, there's going to be a reaction at the polls. But also it's going to be a public reaction. You know, there's a lot of well, go ahead. Just I want to hear more about what you got to say. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bad with it, but I'm not opposed to anybody that votes for Trump. I want you to vote for Trump. But here's the thing. I just want people to know that if you think you're going to come out and threaten me because of my background with guns, you out of your goddamn mind. I myself, my family is from the United States when it was founded. I don't need a bunch of crackers whose families were not in the fucking country like Donald Trump giving money to people that threaten people like me. Donald Trump he endorsed a black man that said black people should be the ones paying reparations, African Americans. You think I'm just going to sit up there and accept that? That's a total disgrace. That's a total disgrace to me, and I'm going to say it. Do you like that comment? Do you think black Americans should pay reparations?
No comment.
Now, may I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Well, hold on. Your comment should be held to the fucking no, because that would be blaming them for their own enslavement. Just like it should be held to the fucking no if you think pimps should be out here pimping women and blaming them for being pimped. Come on.
So you're telling me you're telling me the way I should feel. I said no comment. You don't know how I feel. I said simply no comment.
No, but no. You're here to comment though. What you talking about?
Oh, I can drop down. It's not a problem. That this woman, what's her name, Beverly? She can have the floor. Let's see how much.
Okay.
Yeah,
how much
she. Go ahead. What you say, Beverly?
What, dear? How much do I have to input?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell you something about me. Yeah, I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you something about me. I'm a registered Democrat. My family's been Democrat ever since I can remember. But I have voted for Republicans before. My mom was she was a Democrat, but she was a conservative Democrat, a compassionate Democrat. So was the Bushes, George Bush, the father, the son, George Bush, and the governor of Florida, Jeb Bush. They were compassionate, Dig. You're talking about, you don't think that Trump showed his behind, his true colors when he was in office? He incited the insurrection. People got killed. Ashley Babbitt, and this is what you Republicans love to stress. Oh, Ashley Babbitt was killed. Of course she was killed. They asked her not to come in the door. They broke the window and was pushing her through the door, and she got shot. This is what was seen. So it can't be propaganda. I sat there the whole day and watched the whole thing go out. What do? Trump is a notorious liar. I live in the Northeast, and I've known about Trump for years, before he even thought about being president. He's always been known as a liar. The people in New York, why do you think they found him guilty? He did what he did, and the people in New York found him guilty because they know what Trump is. Trump is a notorious liar. These people who are Republicans, who say they are Republicans, I don't know them, but they're Republicans who have a conscience. They know that Trump is not a good person. And I'm a Democrat, but I feel the Democrats, we could have had a better choice to run for president, but Joe Biden is a good man. He's made mistakes like everybody else has. So for, to base what he did absolutely nothing in his first term but cause trouble. He tried to overturn. Do you understand that part? Do you understand what you read? Can you see? Or are you legally blind or what? If you can't see what Trump did in his first administration, then I don't know what to say. I have nothing else to say.
Why am I being insulted? Why are you attacked like trying to raise excuse me, did I interrupt you? Did I interrupt you? Did I yell at you? I did not. What's wrong? Why is it so hard for you?
No.
Who's typical, common, and predictable to just simply be respectful? Why can't you be respectful? What is so hard about being respectful?
When I tell the truth, I am respectful.
No, you're not telling the truth. You're speaking your truth. But why aren't you? You're asking me, questioning me, whether or not I can see, whether or not I can read. What is the reason for the personal attacks? What is the reason for that?
It's not your personal attack.
Oh, okay. That's clear.
Okay, but let's just try to keep it on track, though.
Exactly.
I don't mind you guys discoursing, but hold on. Okay, hold on, Bev. Hold on. Don't take it like hold on, Bev. Just hold on.
You can't blame me for anything. What did I name call you? Did I throw a slur? Did I do?
It's all right. It's true. So let's just try to get it back on track. I understand. Nobody wants to be called anything. I want to keep it on track. Now, Rue, did you not hear Donald Trump demand that the voting count would be stopped? And he demanded that his own vice president do it. Did you not hear that?
Voting count in terms of what, the second election?
January 6th, the January 6th.
Uh-huh.
So what do you call that?
I don't know. No comment.
Well, you're up here to comment.
Well, I was up here I thought I was going to have a reasonable conversation.
That's not a reasonable question?
No, wait a second. No, because there's a certain angle. And you have someone.
What are you talking about? The angle? What's the angle?
I can explain it to you if you allow me to speak.
Okay.
See, there's an energy that is present now, sweetheart. Me and you have engaged before. You are a very intelligent man, but
I know I'm definitely an intelligent man.
Okay. So,
but a man just got shot politically.
Yes.
Right. A man who incites, a man who, in fact, actually took out a full-page ad on 5 innocent black boys who went to jail and got tortured for a crime that they didn't even commit. Yes, I'm very intelligent. I know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Donald Trump running for presidency again. That's what I'm talking about. So I can be heated about it because people are going to die about this, including Donald Trump. He could die. So let's get heated. People should be heated. People should be upset. People should want this to stop. But the thing about it is that it's not going to stop if something as basic as January 6th and the demand that the voting be stopped by his own Republican vice president cannot be condemned. It won't stop. See, that's the thing about it. People that want it to stop want it to be fair. What other president ever did that before when he lost an election? Can you name one?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Donnie's comment that I'm running. I'll run now. Beverly can have it. Her kind, her tribe can have it. I'll go. But thank you very much for having me up, sir. Great. Thank you.
It's okay, Ru, but I wish you would stay. But if you don't want to stay, it's okay. I mean, you know.
And I don't have a tribe.
She can have it. She can have it.
I don't have a tribe. You can't take the truth. I'm sorry, Vic, but I just couldn't take it. I'm sorry. I just couldn't take it no more. I mean, come on. Let's not be real. We saw.
Listen, Bev.
I'm so sorry.
Bev, we've listened to people threaten violence with guns for how many years now? How many years? You cannot threaten other people with violence and guns for so many years and just think that at some point they ain't gonna believe you. I believe them. See, that's the thing about it. I believe what Trump says. I believe what the Heritage Foundation Club said. I believe MAGA. That's what did Robinson say? Mark Robinson said his whole comment was about you kill him. That's what they're talking about. They're inciting violence, towards people that they deem as liberals, First of all, I'm not a motherfucking liberal. I'm a goddamn black man. Fuck you. My ancestors were in this country before its founding. I'm entitled to be whatever the fuck I want to be. And you have zero right to do a goddamn thing about it. You don't have any fucking right. But if you had a brain, you would realize that I'm not even a goddamn liberal. I'm a conservative myself. Fuck you, you dumbass. Anyway, go ahead, Beverly. I'm sorry.
What that person, whoever she was, didn't know, most blacks are very conservative. My mom was conservative.
Exactly.
She
Exactly.
doesn't understand. It's not that it matters to me. Was she black or was she white? She sounded like she was.
I don't know. But to me, it doesn't matter, like you said.
It doesn't
but
matter. But when you're wrong, I mean, the lady, it got to me because I've seen. I never thought I would talk to a person like this. Oh, his first administration was this. Like nothing happened. Like he didn't do nothing wrong in his first administration. He incited a riot. They throw up, oh, they killed Ashley Babbitt. Yes, Ashley Babbitt went somewhere where she was not asked to go.
Hey, listen. If those people were black, they would have been shot dead. Black people do not have the right to storm that Capitol ever in your goddamn life. You don't have the right to drive down the street with a driver's license and a legal gun if you're black. Your life is on the line with a registered gun.
You don't have the right to have a decent car and be black.
Come on.
You know, and
Come on.
And I'm really worried about this election. Black people specifically should be afraid of Project 2025 being enacted. You know we should. You've lived here. You know we should be scared to death because what are they going to do? They're going to do things like they did before. My grandmother had her own house and they literally let it burn down because it was in a white neighborhood and they wanted her to move. They just sat there. The fire department just sat there and watched it burn to the ground. So
now look, Bev, I get you. Exactly. And we all have traumatic stories like that. I got a story about police brutality. You know what I'm saying? Nobody give a goddamn thing about that. Did I have a criminal record? No. Did my homeboy have a criminal record? No. We both had dreads and we're black in a nice brand new car with rims on it, minding our own goddamn business. You see what I'm saying? Out in Maryland somewhere, out in a racist ass state where us black men from DC grow up thinking, I ain't going out there because they racist. You see what I'm saying? And the one time in 20 years we go out there, we get stopped by some police, dogs, all kinds of shit. Nothing. They try to set us up. Come on. You see what I'm saying? Like, but here's the thing. Let's not get off track. I myself, don't get me wrong. I agree that the one party thing is the two party system is a problem. It's a problem. However, you have to have a way and a practical plan to move out of the two party system. For things to happen, you have to first educate people, being patient about these kind of things. Just like reparations, you got to educate people about it. I mean, look at the Project 2025. You think they're just going to pull it? No, they realize, wait a second, we have to educate people to what we want to do. And then there will be more easier to go along with it. If they hear, that's their hopes. We have to be the same way. We got to educate people to why that kind of shit is not cool. Because history shows you why it's not cool. We don't need to be building internment camps for illegals. And it's one thing to kick them out, to build camps. Who are you going to use the camps for when you run out of illegals? You see what I'm saying? So, on that note, let's hear the point. I got to cut one of these profiles out, but the point was to listen to some qualitative data. Now, I know that before we were listening to something else. Now, let me go backwards. I'm sorry, because somebody missed the point. Hold on, let me go here. I'm sorry. I got all off track because of that discourse, but it's okay to have discourses. I don't mind. And I am heated. Yo, let me tell you something. I'm heated because I give a damn and I know what the stakes are. And also, why the hell should I keep my mouth shut about being angry about anything? But at least I'm willing to discourse and review information. But I can see there's a tendency for some people to not want to just answer basic questions. We know for a fact that Trump wanted people to stop the vote inside of the Capitol building. They wanted to stop Pence. He wanted to stay in power. That's exactly what he wanted to do because he himself admits it. Now, what is the point in being and having no comment about it? It's a fact. So here, let's review this again so everybody's sure about what we were watching just before. Stop it. Here it is. The Republican primary data breakdown. This is quantitative data. If you want to disprove it, go get some quantitative data about it and show us. That's all you have to do. You see? Now, these people put the data up. You can disprove it. I would love to hear how it's disproven, but not no conspiracy theory about it. I want you to go in there and take some data because it's easy to say somebody else's data doesn't count. It's harder to go do the work yourself. So go do the work. Go do the work. Why should people listen to people that don't go do the work? So let's play it again. This is the Republican primary, the breakdown of the Republican voters. If you don't like it, go do the work. Let's hear it. We saw some quantitative data on the Republican National Convention, right? So we were listening to before some qualitative data. That's people's own testimonies, right? And the thing about it is that I heard a few comments. I heard one comment in the chat that was from Armchair Revolutionary, which I take them or her at their word. But they said that you can't listen to Henry Kissinger and one other Cheney. What's the name? Cheney. That's what they said. But as you can clearly see, neither one of them is in the video. It's like 20, 30, 40, 50 other people. None of them with their names. None of them have those names. And that person was so easily able to just dismiss any word that they say, replace their name, decide that they're going to be called somebody else, and then put their ears over their heads. I don't know who the hell these people are. I want to hear what they got to say, right? Why? Because a Republican shot Donald Trump's ass yesterday. That's why I want to hear what they got to say. Why? Because think about this. That's a lot of if that data is correct and accurate, and by all means, bring some more data about the Republican National Convention. Bring some more data. Go out there. You can't do it because you ain't there to do the data anymore. Do some more data, then find a way. But if that data is correct, that means there's a lot of Republicans that don't like Trump. And these Republicans generally, like they said in the video, believe in gun rights. You see, just like the young man that shot Donald Trump's ass was Republican. He believed deeply in gun rights. He had a T-shirt on one of the most diehard gun rights groups in the U.S. So I don't know. It seems like they're going to do the same thing. They're going to put their blinders on because Trump he doesn't have any retort to anything that's going on, but the Democrats did it. The liberals did it. The deep state did it. Okay, but that's like saying Jesus Christ did it. Where is Jesus Christ? That's like saying God did it. Can you show us God? What the hell is going on? All right, Bev, I'm gonna drop the link some more. You want to say something or what? Anybody can hop up, please, and you can hop up, but
No, I'm done.
anybody can hop
I'm
up,
done
man.
with
I'm
that
sorry.
lady.
I'm
I
sorry.
I just couldn't take it. I just couldn't take it. I mean, maybe I insulted her. If I did, I'm sorry for that. That wasn't my intention. But I
I don't
mean,
think you insulted her, but I don't think I think
I
that you
think
did
I
name
insulted
call
her
her
with
though.
what she
You name
believes
called
because
her.
I did
Yeah,
ask her. I did ask her was she legally blind. So
yeah. I think you did say that, but I mean, yeah, that's true, and she have the right to feel insulted about that. I don't have an
yeah,
issue about that.
I'm not
But
usually
look,
that
but listen,
insensitive.
hold on,
Like
hold
I
on,
said,
but Bev, look, people are being gaslight every day. If you can listen to somebody like Trump speak, then how dare you say you're insulted about a comment like that? Trump is insulting people left and right by the every day to day. What
and
is
that
that's
was
what I
my
don't get.
point. That was really the point I was trying to make.
Right.
Trump insults people every day. Whatever happened to him, he brought it on himself every day since this man's been in office. And like I told her, I lived on the East Coast. Trump was insulting everybody for God knows when. He wouldn't rent to black people. Now all of a sudden he loves black people. He got Mark Robinson talking stupid about us paying um, reparations. Hell no, I ain't paying shit. I ain't doing shit. They ain't making me go back nowhere because I am where I come from. My family been here since the 1900s. The hell with the rest of you. So I ain't going nowhere. I ain't picking no cotton. I ain't doing none of that shit. I visited Alabama and called myself picking cotton. Oh hell no. I bit for 5 minutes. I said no. Hell, even though they got a machine and it's not as brutal as it was before, nah. I didn't go to school to pick cotton and all that other shit they want to do. So people, my point was to be, people should wake up. If you are not, if you are not, if you are black, I should say, you should wake up and see the real story. And then if you want to vote for them, what can I say? I can't tell you who to vote for, but I can sure as hell try to tell you who not to vote for, you know, to show you why you shouldn't. But if you do, hey, it's on you, you know? But anyway, like I said, I'm real sorry for what I did today.
It's okay.
You
It's
know
okay.
that's not my
Look.
character. I've been on here with a lot. I've been on here with Tar and Ralph.
Oh
And
no no
I
no
can
no
say
no 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 no
anything.
no no. I'm just saying. Listen. If you could listen to Trump insult people for year after year after year after year after year, I just don't get how that little thing, that little dart you threw was that big of a deal. But I can, it's all good. I'm not trying to make any judgment there. I like the sister, and I generally agree with her. But let me just tell y'all. Let me just make it really clear. I've done some research, and when you start waving a gun, talking about you have some right to America, and I go dig in there and I find out your family ain't even been in America that long, I take insult to that. That's what I take insult to. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So
get you.
I'm like, that shit is crazy. Like, yo, folks got to speak up, because then these MAGA people, they're talking like they've been in the country themselves. Look, hold on. Do you know? Here's the caveat, y'all. Don't go anywhere because it's not over yet. Because I got some more stuff to show you, which is crazy. It's crazy. It's about these people's backgrounds. Oh my goodness. Do I even look? Let's talk about Sean Hannity. Should we talk about Sean Hannity? Do y'all know who Sean Hannity is? Raise your hand if you know who Sean Hannity is. Just raise your hand if you know who Sean Hannity is. I know who Sean Hannity is, but let me remind you who Sean Hannity is. Here, let's go to YouTube real quick and find it out. Give me 2 seconds and I'm going to find. Now, first of all, we ain't even going to get to I'm not going to play nothing about him talking about this shot because we need to get some background. Now, Sean Hannity, Obama. Let's talk about that. Let's say that, for example. Now, watch this. Here. Hold on. Let's see here. Let's say birther, right? Let's see what Sean Hannity's punk ass was saying about Obama all this time. Here we go. Hold on. Let's see. Let's find this. Bothered over Obama. Hold on. Wait. I need to find something that's just straight to the point. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Get very, very nervous. Hold on. My goodness. Here we go. Check this out. Hold on. Stop this. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. How about something like Sean Hannity, America. American. America. Now, they still want to keep showing stuff like this. Here we go. American.
Begin with a brand new.
I wanted to show you something about Sean Hannity talking about Americans because I'm going to tell y'all how American Sean Hannity is. Now, you see him talking. You would think he's part of the elite 1776 American type, right? You would think he got some more experience in America than you when you listen to Sean Hannity talk, right? Here.
New swing state poll from Emerson College. Take a look at your screen. In Arizona, Donald Trump is up by 4. In Georgia, Donald Trump is also up by 4. In Wisconsin, Trump is up by 3. In Nevada, Trump is up by 3 again. In Pennsylvania, he's up by 2. In Michigan, he's up by 1. And in the traditionally very, very blue state of Minnesota, Trump and Biden are tied 45-45. In other words, according to a pretty reputable poll, Trump is.
I want to hear him say something ignorant.
At every single
I want to hear him say something ignorant. I mean, that's really what it is. Oh, hold on. How about I got it now? Kamala. There we go. Kamala. Sean Hannity, Kamala. Okay, hold on. Here we go.
First, this might surprise you. According to our commander-in-chief, the greatest threat to our servicemen and women, it's not China, it's not Russia, it's not Iran or North Korea, it's not radical Islamic terrorists, it's not nuclear war. No, according to President Sippy Cup Joe, the greatest threat to our military is global warming, and he was not joking. Take a look.
He called him Sippy Cup Joe, right? That's what he called him, Sippy Cup Joe. Okay, here we go.
First, tonight, with just 27 days until Election Day, you are the ultimate jury. Something pretty remarkable happened. For the very first time since being tapped by Joe Biden to serve as his running mate, Kamala Harris tonight was forced to answer serious questions about her track record, her past comments, and, yes, her frightening socialist agenda. And thanks to the corrupt media mob, which is all
frightening socialist agenda. Okay, scaring people about Kamala. Now, check this out. Check this out, y'all. This is ridiculous. You've heard more stuff from Sean Hannity. You've been watching Sean Hannity and you've been like, man, this is a really American white dude right here, right? He's really for America. I mean, all these MAGA people, 1776, just like Trump, 1776. That's what they always be saying. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. If you hear any of them talking about 1776, I suggest y'all pull one of these on.
That's when I smack the shit out you. That's when
Yes, because why? Here is what you're going to hear about Sean Hannity's actual goddamn family. Listen.
Sean Hannity is a second-generation American on both sides of his family. All 4 of his grandparents immigrated to the United States from Ireland on 42 source, 43 source. This means his parents, Hugh and Lillian Hannity, were the first generation born in America following the migration of his grandparents from Ireland.
So when you hear Sean Hannity talk, just remember this.
That's when I smack the shit out you. That's when
because It's Sean Hannity that don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Okay? He's a first generation American talking about who should be in America. He got some goddamn nerve. And I'm telling you, y'all, a lot of these MAGA people that's picking up guns, talking about inflicting violence on the left, their families ain't even been here for none of that. Not for the founding of America, not for the War of Independence. No. They weren't shedding no bloodshed over that. No, barely any of them been involved with the Civil War. Check it out. Not the mouthpieces. No. The mouthpieces ain't been down with shit. You see what I'm saying? Especially 1776. I'm just telling you, don't go for the okie doke. And a lot of Americans are not going for the okie doke. A lot of Americans are not going for the okie doke at all, including Republicans. Yes, that's exactly what's going on here. So let's go back and listen to some more quantitative data about Republicans that are not down with Trump. This ain't Liz Cheney. This ain't Harry Kissinger. Okay? Just in case you thought it was. Take a listen.
But if we've got Congress and the Republicans and the Supreme Court that are siding with him, what's the options?
If Trump were to get in, I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, he's going to cut off Ukraine. Ukraine could fall. He's told people that he's not going to defend Europe. Putin will be able to start attacking countries. It'll just be World War III.
A second Trump term, in my opinion, would be chaotic. I feel like the beginning of the term would be spent with Donald Trump figuring out how to get even with those people who did not support him while he was out of office. It would probably involve a pardon of everyone.
I will not be supporting Donald Trump. I see a man that is not going to be in the interest of this country.
Sorry about that, y'all.
I see a president that's going to cause a civil war, if not riots, because of his beliefs and the way he worded.
We're going to go back to listening to some qualitative data from Republicans that are not voting for Trump. Okay? And it's not Harry Kissinger and it's not Liz Cheney. It's some other people, and it's loads of people. So just take a listen.
That he would ban anybody that was not supportive of him.
My fear is if Donald Trump wins in 2024, that he will do exactly what he says he's going to do. Day one, he's out for revenge. I don't think I have a good enough imagination to really understand what he's capable of and what these MAGA Republican congressmen and senators would be willing to tolerate. We know from the two impeachment votes that with the exception of one senator, there was no one with moral conviction or courage. And so it frightens me as to and I think it could well be the end of democracy as we know it, should he be reelected.
Now, listen, folks. Hear the words. This man, and you will hear this many, many times, the end of democracy. There's plenty of Republicans that have been saying that for 8 years now. If you're not aware of that, and if you're not aware, this is in the more than the hundreds. If you're not aware of it, because think about this. The prominent ones have other Republicans like them. It's like a multiplication table because they're elected officials. So if there's one that has a feeling they have a whole constituency that has a similar feeling. And there's a lot of Republicans that feel that Donald Trump would be the end of the United States democracy. So let me ask you a question. What do you think they would do about it if they really believe it? And do you really think they do believe it? Here's another thing worth pondering. The Democratic Party may not be perfect. America may not be perfect. The United States of America may not be perfect. But the Democratic Party tends to be mocked for being liberals, mocked for being diverse. But that means they're willing to hear people like this, voices from across the line too. That's also diversity. You see? Now, what does that mean at the election polls? Does that make the Democratic Party weak? I don't think so. Now, in 2017, let's move over here. Sorry, Pumpkin, I'm gonna let you in 2 seconds. 2017. Let's go back to ChatGDP. Right, hold on. No, not ChatGDP. Let me pull it up real quick. I think I sent it over to a couple of people earlier today. Let me see. Where is this one at? Oh, here it is, right here. Boom. Let me call it up. I'm gonna pull this up for everybody to see. Now, when I asked ChatGDP this question, conspiracy theory on InfoWars, I asked them about a conspiracy theory or ChatGDP, and this is the answer that came back, y'all. So take a listen. Can I play it back? Okay, so I'm gonna have to read it to you. So here it is. I asked ChatGDP, and you can ask also, has anyone on InfoWars program ever discussed a conspiracy theory to assassinate Trump in order to get the right wing to commit attacks on the left? You hear the question? The answer was yes. The InfoWars program has featured discussions about a conspiracy theory suggesting that there might be plans to assassinate Donald Trump in order to incite the right to commit attacks on the left. The type of rhetoric is consistent with the platform's history of promoting extreme and unfounded conspiracy theories. Specific examples and details of such discussions can be found by reviewing InfoWars content, particularly around significant political events or moments of heightened tension in the United States. Now, I asked the follow-up question. The follow-up question was this. And I want everybody to ask. You go out there and ask. This was the follow-up question. And I'm going to drop the link. Matter of fact, let me drop this in the chat so everybody can see it is a real question. Okay, so there it is. It's in the chat now. Now, let me go back. I asked the follow-up question. The follow-up question was, has anyone on InfoWars program ever discussed a conspiracy theory to assassinate Trump in order to get the right to commit attacks on the left? And where can I find it on video? Yes is the answer. Such conspiracy theories have been discussed on InfoWars. A notable instance is from June 2017 when Alex Jones, the founder of InfoWars, suggested that the political left might want to assassinate President Trump to trigger a civil war and justify a crackdown on conservative movements. This is the type of rhetoric that aligns InfoWars' tendency to propagate controversial and unfounded theories. So you see, there's different theories, different alternative theories that Alex Jones has been discussing. Look at this. He's all over the place. To find a specific video, you can search InfoWars website, YouTube for clips on June 2017, or related to Alex Jones discussing assassination plots against Trump. Additionally, you may find archives or user uploads videos on platforms that compile the preservative InfoWars content. Keep in mind that some content might have been removed or altered over time, especially given the controversy surrounding the platform. Now, look, so you can see Alex Jones put out two totally different theories on assassinating Trump. One was the right wing doing it to insinuate, damn, I'm sorry, my English is just getting jacked up at the moment because it's just speaking two languages and I have to speak the other language too. So, to incite, they're insinuatory statements that incite, they have this. So they said that the left, that the right might have a plan to try to assassinate Trump to then justify violent acts against the left. And then his alternative theory was the exact opposite. You see, now, if it's wrong, all I'm saying is prove it wrong. All I'm saying is prove it wrong. If the person that shot Trump is not a Republican, prove it wrong. If a large amount of Republicans have not been abandoning Trump and saying that he's a threat to democracy, prove it wrong. That's all I'm saying. And you're never going to prove wrong that most of these MAGA people were not in the country in 1776 because they were not in the country in most of them not. It just is what it is. Phonies. Phonies, phonies, phonies. Phonies. I mean, isn't that what you call that? Don't you care? I mean, you care about, immigrants, right? Replacing us, the replacement theory. You care about that, right? But look, immigration is an issue. But when you make a conspiracy theory, the replacement theory, well, they ain't got to be no conspiracy to replace you. People trying to goddamn survive. That's what that is. You see what I mean? And when Sean Hannity promotes a theory like the replacement theory, god damn, you would at least expect that he's been in the goddamn country longer than 2 generations. Sean Hannity, you're the one replacing people. What the fuck? It's Sean Hannity replacing people. What the hell? Go ahead, Pumpkin. I'm sorry.
No,
You there?
I'm just, I'm still here. For some reason, I have an echo on you. But anyway. No,
Now
that's
you don't
okay.
have an echo on me. You don't have no echo. You don't have no echo on.
Oh, I don't.
I don't hear no
Okay.
echo. I don't hear it.
Well, I hear it, but it doesn't matter. But I don't know.
Look, do Sean Hannity have the nerve to be talking about some
Anyway,
replacement theory?
I was just, all those guys that you see, I look at them all the time. There are a lot of people who.
Oh, you went out, Pumpkin. I don't know what's going on with your audio, but
No,
anyway.
I know what's going on. I had to go from the $25 a month. I'm trying to go back down.
All right, no worries. But go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I
Let me
was
drop
saying I'm trying. I have a problem with my billing right now because I had to cancel my card. But anyway.
Okay, no worries. But yeah.
Okay, but.
But what were you saying though about these guys like Sean Hannity and these cats? Go ahead.
No, I was saying that I know how all of them are. I know how they are. No, I was saying that I know how these guys. No, the guys that you show who are against Trump now, who are Republicans, they're going to vote for Biden. So that's what they're going to do. That's what they're gonna do. I gotta go out again because this is driving me crazy right now.
Okay. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I
this
got
is
you. Oh,
bothering me.
okay, no worries, no worries. Tucker Carlson, he was also big on this replacement theory. His data came up that no, at best, maybe somewhere after around the Civil War, definitely not anything about the founding fathers. You see what I mean? And so we have to be cautious about this when we listen to these people because they're feeling themselves like they're like like they're better than you. They're talking like they're better than you. Um, if you're a person that's an average person in the United States of America, these people are talking like they're better than you. Sean Hannity is talking like he's better than you. He promotes MAGA. He promotes Trump. Take a listen to this.
Sean Hannity is a second-generation American on both sides of his family. All four of his grandparents immigrated to the United States from Ireland, 41 source, 42 source, 43 source. This means his parents, Hugh and Lillian Hannity, were the first generation born in America following the migration of his grandparents from Ireland.
Sean Hannity, because you've been talking all that shit and you're just a second generation American, you've been talking like you've been here since 1776. This is what you get.
That's when I smack the shit out you. I smack the shit out. That's when.
Yes, that's what you get because you're a fraud. Okay? You're a fraud. You make MAGA look weak. Frauds won't get the job done. Let's be clear about that. Big mouthpieces on radio stations won't get the job done just because they think they have the complexion for the protection is not good enough. Sean Hannity, like a lot of these MAGA people, have not been here in 1776 for the War of Independence or the Civil War. Most of them got not data to do with it.
Sean Hannity is a second-generation American on both sides of his family. All four of his grandparents immigrated to the United States from Ireland, 41 source, 42 source, 43 source. This means his parents, Hugh and Lillian Hannity, were the first generation born in America following the migration of his grandparents from Ireland.
That's when I smack the shit out you. I smack the shit out. That's when.
Yes, you should not be talking all the shit you've been talking on Fox News when you ain't even been here for 2 seconds your goddamn self. Sean Hannity, here it is.
That's when I smack the shit out you. I smack the shit out. That's when.
Sean Hannity is a second-generation American on both sides of his family. All four of his grandparents immigrated to the United States from Ireland, 41 source, 42 source, 43 source. This means his parents, Hugh and Lillian Hannity, were the first. Donald Trump's paternal grandparents, Friedrich Trump, originally Friedrich Drumpf, and Elizabeth Christ, immigrated to the United States from Karlstadt, Germany. Friedrich Trump arrived in the United States in 1885, at the age of 16. He initially worked as a barber and later moved to the West Coast, where he pursued various business ventures, including operating restaurants and boarding houses during the Klondike Gold Rush. On his mother's side, Donald Trump's maternal grandparents, Mary Ann MacLeod and Malcolm MacLeod, came from the Isle of Lewis in Scotland. Mary Ann MacLeod immigrated to the United States in 1930. Therefore, Donald Trump's ancestors on his father's side came to the USA in 1885, while his maternal grandmother arrived in 1930.
They want to talk about immigrants like they've been down with 1776. Donald Trump's ancestors wasn't even in America in 1776. They had nothing to do with the War of Independence. A lot of you Americans, also Republicans, family members died in wars like that. Donald Trump's family had nothing to do with the Civil War to end slavery or even before slavery. Nothing to do with that. But he talks about immigrants to the country. Donald Trump.
That's when I smack the shit out you. I smack the shit out. That's when.
Yes, because you're a fraud. You're a fraud. Folks, see, this is the problem with talking about this kind of thing, being prejudiced and bigoted. A lot of these prejudiced and bigoted people ain't even been around. They ain't had shit to do with the founding of the United States of America, good or bad. Nothing. You see what I mean? Johnny come latelys. Their relatives didn't spill a goddamn drop of blood. Most of them know. You'd be surprised. It's like a Jedi mind trick. It literally is. Yo, I've been looking these people up the whole time. There's all the 85% of the top MAGA people, even though they didn't have shit to do with the founding of the country, their families. African Americans been in the country before that. Other European ethnicities been in the country before that, even before America existed. Yes, they shed blood. How are you going to let these clowns come in there and talk like it was them when it wasn't? And what you going to do about it when you find out it wasn't? I know what I'm going to do.
That's when I smack the shit out you. I smack the shit out. That's when.
Yes, exactly. Now, did you hear Donald Trump speak hate? Have you heard Donald Trump incite riots? What did Donald Trump say about the September 6th riots? Did he not like it? I mean, Jan 6 riots. Did he not like January 6th? Was he uncomfortable with January 6th? Did he, look at some of the things that they have in common. The assassination attempt and Donald Trump's Jan 6. He wants to criticize the Secret Service.
That's when I smack the shit out you. I smack the shit out. That's when.
Why does he want to criticize the Secret Service? On January 6th, he told the Secret Service to let armed people in the rally before they marched to January. Do y'all remember that? He did. Let's go dig it up. Let's go find out. Let's go see here. Did Donald Trump ask that armed men be allowed into his rally on January 6th? On January 6th, right? Before they marched to the Capitol? Question mark.
During the House Select Committee hearings investigating the January 6th Capitol attack, there were allegations made by Cassidy Hutchinson, a former aide to White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. Hutchinson testified that Donald Trump was aware that some of his supporters were armed before his rally on January 6, 2021. According to her testimony, Trump expressed frustration that the Secret Service was using metal detectors to prevent armed individuals from entering the rally area. Hutchinson claimed that Trump said, "I don't care if they have weapons. They're not here to hurt me," and wanted the armed individuals to be allowed into the rally. Trump has denied these allegations, calling them false and characterizing Hutchinson's testimony as inaccurate and politically motivated. The details and implications of these allegations were part of the broader investigation into the events leading up to and during the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
Okay, now he's denying it. Fair enough. But did you want people to cooperate? Did you want anyone working with you to cooperate with the investigation? Let's find out. Did Donald Trump express contempt? No, did Donald Trump not want the Secret Service to cooperate with the January 6th? And let me just make sure I call it committee. During the House Select Committee hearings. January 6th, House Select Committee hearings.
There were reports suggesting that Donald Trump did not want the Secret Service to fully cooperate with the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol. This sentiment was reportedly part of his broader stance against the investigation. Some of Trump's allies and former aides were known to resist cooperating with the committee, either by defying subpoenas or by challenging them in court. However, specific details about Trump's direct actions or statements regarding the Secret Service's cooperation with the committee were not always clear. The committee did face challenges in obtaining testimony and documents from various witnesses, including some resistance from within the Secret Service. Nonetheless, the committee did manage to gather significant testimony and evidence from various sources, including members of the Secret Service, which contributed to the overall findings presented during the hearings.
Okay. Were there any Secret Service members on Donald? Oh, hold on, I spelled it wrong. Members on Donald Trump's detail that refused to testify in the Jan 6th House Select Committee hearings. Sorry to slow this down, y'all. I just want to get past this point here because there's a reason why I'm doing this.
During the investigation by the House Select Committee on the January 6th attack, some Secret Service agents and officials faced scrutiny regarding their actions and communications on that day. Notably, Tony Ornito, who was a senior Secret Service official and later served as a deputy chief of staff in the Trump White House, became a focal point of interest for the committee. While some Secret Service agents and officials did provide testimony or written statements to the committee, there were reports that others were less forthcoming or that their testimonies were limited in scope. The committee did encounter difficulties in obtaining full cooperation from certain members of the Secret Service. One significant issue was the deletion of text messages from Secret Service agents from January 5th and January 6th, 2021. The agency claimed these deletions were part of a routine device replacement program, but this explanation was met with skepticism, and the missing messages became a point of contention. While specific names of Secret Service members who outright refused to testify might not be publicly detailed, the overall level of cooperation from the Secret Service was mixed, with some agents providing testimony and others being more reticent or limited in their cooperation.
All right, so if you want to find out if the witness's testimony, the initial witness's testimony here, which we listened to before, here we go, 2 seconds. Here we go. Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony. If you want to be able to weigh out her testimony and disprove it, then you have to have other witnesses. But as you see, there's not a lot of cooperation. So how do you dismiss her testimony without cooperation? Right? I mean, and who is this person we're talking about? A former aide to the White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows. So this is someone employed by Donald Trump who said this. Again, you see? So now, if it is true, and I believe it so, because the opportunity to disprove it would have been there in the House Select Committee's hearings, which they did not pretty much cooperate with or shed light on or make other commentary to disprove Cassidy Hutchinson's comments, right? They offered no proof. Then why would you care if there's gunmen around at a Trump rally? Why would you care that there's people that like carrying their guns? They got the rights to carry their guns. Why would you care that they're in front of you? How do you know what a person with a is going to do when they have the right to carry the arm to your rally? How do you know that? Or around your rally? When you see it as a right, and that's what you're campaigning on, the right to bear these arms publicly, how long does it take you to shift direction from here to there? 2 seconds. How can the Secret Service protect from that and at the same time uphold your right to bear arms? Ralph, you care to answer that? What's up, bro?
What's going on, VP? What's popping with you? Yeah, that that is so. Hold on, let me get away from my wife for a second. Let me go in the next room. That's real easy to answer. Life is real simple. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have someone there that's supposed to protect, that don't mean that they will protect. It's a constitutional right.
But that's not the question, Ralph.
I got you. I'm answering. The Constitution allows you to bear arms in most Republican states. So if you have the right to bear arms, open carry, in whatever state that allows you to do that, you can be in a rally with your gun. You can be in Walmart, food line. You can be wherever you are. But it is up to the security that's being put and installed to do their job. And you can't always ask everyone to do their job.
No. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking if your platform is about the right to bear arms. And right, you respect that right to bear arms. You even don't have a problem with people bearing arms. Donald Trump don't have a problem with people bearing arms, does he? Nope. Not at all. We know that to be true. And we know a lot of people, MAGA people, would have a problem with Donald Trump if Donald Trump ever said you don't have the right to bear your arms publicly. Now, if you have that right to bear the arms publicly, what's the time that it takes to go from bearing your arms to pow? And how do you stop that? It's just like this. I'm bearing my arms. I'm holding it in front of you. And now I'm aiming it and pulling the trigger.
Well, that's how the law is set up. Now, it's constitutional. It's your constitutional right to bear arms. What you do with your arm, with your weapons, those will hold the consequences. And you can't tell someone that is a conflicting argument, because someone is saying basically you have the right to do
conflicting argument? You mean no? It's not an argument. It's a circumstance. It's real life, bro.
It's a conflicting circumstance, because you can't tell somebody when to pull an arm. But then again, if someone's not threatened, they just committed a crime. And to pull your arm, your weapon, and point it is against the law. Now, they're saying it's a sniper shooter. They're saying they don't know where the shots came from. But all rights to the sniper or whoever's shooting. You have the right to bear that arm. So there's no way
At
you
that
can
rally. At that rally.
at that rally. Yeah, if I wanted to go to Donald Trump,
Or outside the rally. Outside
out
the rally.
anywhere. It's your constitution. Until they take that out the constitution, you have to, deal with the laws of the state. Now, the where he was at allowed that to happen. So we can't just, say, if he wants to, certain type of people will get mad if he took the constitutional rights of bearing arms. You're saying now you don't have the right to even protect yourself no longer. So why even impose that on the American people? Because I would want the right to continue to have the right to bear my arms and protect my family. I just look at the Secret Services; they didn't protect our former president.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me see here. What type of weapon did he have, Ralph?
I'm not sure, but the sound of that sounded like a little 22 rifle.
Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't a 22 rifle. It was a automatic. Let me see. It wasn't an AR, but let me see here. It was a
Like a
Let me
22
see.
rifle, you can kind of, you can consistently shoot. It's like it's a semi-marksman rifle.
Hold on for a second. Yeah, let me just. I forgot the name of his rifle, so let me just look that up. I had it right open in front of me for a second. Okay, here. What type of weapon did the shooter have? Let me just put that in there because that's easy. They know what I'm talking about. Oh, okay. So it's this. He had a shooter targeted Trump using a semi-automatic rifle. Okay, semi-automatic rifle. Hold on. Is my
And it also sound modified. Remember, just because you got a gun, you purchase a gun, you also have your gun modified. I have a few modified in my life, so
yeah,
you
I
can
feel you.
so you can actually turn it in from sniper into assault, and that's what that sound. That first shot sounded like he was taking a sniper shot, and the rest of them sound like decoy shots.
All right, now hold on. Let me just play this real quick. I want to hear the exact gun.
About the kind
I
of
read,
weapon
I
that the
read
shooter
somewhere
used.
where they said he had a soft type of AR. I don't know much about guns.
Hold on. He had a weapon that had been up for contention before in terms of do we have the right to bear these arms? It's been talked about politically before, but I just want to make sure because maybe I'm wrong here. So let's see.
Senior law enforcement officials telling NBC News it was a semi-automatic rifle. Talk about the significance of that.
That's right, Kate. So one of the things that's been put out there is that this is an AR-15 style rifle. I think a lot of times people use that as a catch-all.
Can you
AR-15?
When you have that playing in the back, can you mute it when you ask the question? That's why I'm getting the echo.
Okay, hold on for a second. Sorry about that then. Yeah. If I have something playing in the back, can I mute it? What do you mean?
No,
I don't know what you mean.
You know what the GPT when you're reading that? Can you mute that while we're because I can't.
Hold on for a second. I don't even know what you mean by mute that. I'm sorry, Pumpkin.
They have a button where you can mute the chat because it's reading back. When you read it, it's reading back.
No, it's not reading back. It's only reading when I'm telling it to read.
We'll talk about it later. I'll text you later.
Okay. Okay. So let me see here. He had an AR. I gotta play that over now because I don't even.
Yeah, but look, I'm gonna tell you this before you get into that. AR is an automatic weapon. You know what I'm saying? It's naturally automatic, but it depends. It's an AR-13, AR-15. They're not giving you
I think they said it was AR-13, right?
Right. So what that is, you can also modify AR-13s with scope to actually be a single shot, but it's normally not if they say it's a semi-automatic, semis can't constantly shoot that way unless it's modified. Okay, unless it's a Ruger or something like that. Those are like more of like pistol type guns that you can modify into rifles. Now, I'm telling you this as a person who knows how to deal with guns, who put them together and things like that. I'm telling you from that point of view. The news is not properly correcting what they're saying because most people who know guns, they can tell you by the sound of the gun, the sound of the shots. See what I'm saying? So just
Right.
a heads
But
up
let-
on
but
that.
but okay, but it's okay. I'm gonna find that out. I did have it up a second ago, the type of weapon that he had, because they have it. But here's the thing: the basic the first point was this. Um, if you believe, now I heard you say it. I'll tell you what. Does Trump believe that people should be able to bring weapons to rallies? These type of weapons? Does he believe that?
If he's American, if he's standing up for America, he should. He should be
Mhm.
positively straightforward 100% into you
Okay.
bringing your weapon to a rally.
Okay. So essentially, if you listen to the Secret Service, they're telling people that it's basically, if you have weapons in these places, right, and you want weapons in these places, it is actually difficult to. How do you know? How do you know it's a Republican who shot Trump? He's wearing Republican stuff and hanging around Republican shit.
Well,
How do you know his intentions with that weapon?
well, you don't know who's Republican just because they came to a Republican meeting.
No,
You
but
know,
he's a Republican.
but I'm saying you don't know who all. It's not saying like a Democrat couldn't come to that. It's not saying like a
No,
terrorist couldn't come.
but I'm just trying to make it easy. Like a person that fits into the group. How do you know the person's intentions when they have a weapon?
Well, you don't. That's the point of protecting yourself. You don't know who's potentially trying to bring you harm, and you don't know who potentially got to.
Okay, but Ralph, how can you protect yourself? It takes 2 seconds to kill a person. 1 second. All you have to do is go like this. I have my weapon. Bow.
Well, that depends on the shooter if he's a good aim or good shot or not. So I'm gonna say this again. John F. Kennedy, he got his brains blown out on one shot. You feel me? He probably had a better sniper or better assassinator than that.
Oh, he had an excellent weapon, and he was trained excellently because the Republicans say, I mean, the Russians say they trained him to kill Kennedy.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this.
He was in the Marines himself.
See, what we gotta understand, no one knows where that shot came from. They're saying it's in the crowd, but you can clearly hear by the following of the shots.
Ralph.
Trajectory. Hold on, let me finish.
So Ralph,
Trajectory.
so what you're saying is that the CIA is in on a conspiracy to kill Trump. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like I'm saying, CIA, FBI, the government, or even just random.
No. I mean the Secret Service, the people,
Yeah, I'm saying all.
the police, the Secret Service, that they were there to kill Trump. So ultimately, again, it's the system, right? It's not Trump's words. It's not the fact that Trump is different. Trump is wanting these things. His platform is for people showing up with weapons. He gets shot by a person that's a weapon that's registered to the Republican Party. There's nobody that's contesting he was registered to the Republican Party that knows him. There's no, I mean, if you contest him being registered to the Republican Party, you have to contest everybody who's registered to any party.
That's my point. You just because somebody says they're Republican or Democrat, that don't mean they have to have the full views and the values.
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you contest that one person, you no longer can judge any person by that. Doesn't that create issues? Like, here's the thing. Nobody can have it both ways. You can't run for office and not be protected by the Secret Service. You don't have that right. That's how it's done. If you don't have
That's true, but they just had Bill Clinton walking down the street with nobody protecting him. He's a former president.
But you don't have to accept it. You don't have to accept the protection. That's what I'm saying. Donald Trump accepted the protection himself. It's voluntary acceptance. He's the one accepting it. So again,
but
Donald Trump.
You hire a bodyguard. You ask your bodyguard to protect you at all times. Your bodyguard might say, I'm doing this just as a job. I ain't gonna take no bullet, but I'm gonna walk around you, put up whole umbrellas for you, and make sure that, you know, if someone's trying to get close, I might do that. But like, some people still value their lives. And you can look at how they came after him after it was too late. Like, he didn't have no protection there. Like a good shot person with a good aim. He really.
What do you mean too late? It only takes 2 seconds to pull the trigger.
They were 2 seconds too late from after, even when he was hit. After the response.
Ralph, if you have a rally outside, what are you going to do? There's nothing else. I mean, if you're a person that wants people to come with guns, there's nothing you can do to protect the person speaking, bro.
That's the system, though. The system.
No, Ralph. No,
let me explain that.
No, Ralph. That's not the system.
When you go to your job,
Ralph, stop. That is not the system. It's impossible. It's impossible.
It's very possible. So, like, if you have indoor situations, right? You go to your job. First thing you go to your job, they say no guns, no firearms, no weapons permissible here. They should have that at the rally. No guns, no, it's permissible here. They should have these type of metal detectors. You have a walk.
So what you're saying is that people should not have the right to bear arms anywhere around the president, right?
No. I'm saying that you should have the right to, but if the system says you can't, that's what it is. If it wasn't,
but the system says you can.
Right, so that's why you don't hear Trump complaining about being. I'm not complaining about Trump being shot. I really could care less. I like Trump, but I'm not going to go and say, "Hey, look, these laws was put in, ahead of you before you became anyone, before you was even born. This was our constitutional right to walk with a gun, and to your state or to the situation at hand is going to protect you properly. You can't tell no one what to do with their guns. I can walk in Walmart right now with my gun and be like, yo, look, I see a person I got a problem with. There's nothing stopping me from upping my arms there, unless they say don't have a weapon there. See what I'm saying? They have to.
No, Ralph, wrong. Plenty of people had weapons. The SS had weapons. The police had weapons. They shot them. But how do you stop someone from holding a weapon like this and going like this and pulling the trigger?
By now allowing them to be in their facility with that. That's not saying you can't protect your house. That's not saying you can't protect yourself. You just shouldn't be in the position. I can't bring my gun to work. If they find out I'm fired. You shouldn't be able to bring that to a rally with a president. I don't even know how they even allowed that to be around.
Yo, I know how. The same way Trump said Kyle Rittenhouse was okay. It's fine for him to take a weapon from one state and go to another state where he doesn't live to confront people that are having a demonstration, a political demonstration. The same way. Trump was cool with that. I mean, he went there to a place, a town, a state he does not live in, right? And he went to object against others that had a political agenda.
I mean,
he traveled sometimes.
That's not Trump's fault. That's still.
I didn't say it was. I didn't say it's Trump's fault. I said it's the same way. He was okay with Kyle Rittenhouse going to another state with a weapon. If you're able to say, you know what, it's okay that this guy went from one state to another state with a weapon, but around my rallies, I don't think nobody should have a weapon. The same seconds, the same amount of time it took Kyle Rittenhouse to shoot that demonstrator, the person that was there attacking him or didn't like him, right? it's the same amount of time it takes to shoot the president with a weapon.
I'm agreeing with you in that point of view. But also have to disagree with you because it also has to be a person of a that person's morality. If you
Okay.
you're going against guns. You know, guns comes with morality. So they have to provide a protection service, and they're doing a poor job of protective services.
Yeah, but listen, man. Here's the thing. I don't know. That's a judgment that you're making. See, I'm not a police officer. I'm not a member of the Secret Service, right? So I'm not judging that. I'm just asking basic questions. I don't know them to be at fault. You're judging them. You're making a judgment. You see what I'm saying? All I'm doing is asking questions without making a judgment.
I'm asking questions with a judgment, right? Because I'm asking because
you prejudging.
Yeah, I have to because I had to watch it, so I had to go by what I saw to judge it. The same way you had to, watch it and judge it, come up with your thoughts of your perception of what you think this is. Even if this was Joe Biden should have been protected. If anything was to happen to anyone of that sort in a rally, why is it so open?
Do you think Joe Biden would encourage people to bring their weapons to a rally, to a Joe Biden rally?
No, because he's not constitutional.
No, do you think he would encourage people to bring their weapons to a rally?
No, because he's actually against guns.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. There's a difference there. Even though you have the right, he would make a clear statement. You don't need it. Leave it at home.
I agree with you because it should be a safe environment.
But doesn't Trump encourage people to bring their weapons?
So my question.
I don't know. I'm just asking. It seemed to me like he encouraged people.
I'm saying to you is Trump is not complaining about him being shot. He probably don't like being shot. He's still strong as a man.
No, I think he definitely is complaining about being shot. You just ain't heard it
yet. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We haven't heard him complain. So for us to say that is kind of biased. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wants to be assassinated, attempted assassination, or to be shot. But you can't complain about the right you have.
This isn't Trump. Doesn't he support if there's a person like, let's talk about mass shootings. When the left said, hey, this is out of hand. You can't stop one person. If everybody has the right to have these guns, you can't actually stop a mass shooter. It's impossible. He has the gun. He's already starting. And what the right said was that we just need more guns.
Well, we can look at the acts of other people who were assassinated, from black people, from presidents as well. Most of those people didn't take with Negroes, I guess I'd say they took up. It's less protection, or it was an inside job. Most people say it was an inside job. I remember you having a video saying that some guy who was an FBI agent that was putting all this stuff out there about himself.
Definitely, if you're dealing with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, it's a setup. It's an assassination, and the government knew about it.
So, and this is the same thing. I'm not going to hold this not accountable. This is the government holding the government policies. They're holding government rallies. They're holding the same. They should have the same utmost security for anybody.
They did. They did have the same utmost security. And Trump survived it, amazingly enough. But check this out. All right, let me ask you one more question, and then we move on, Ralph. Let me ask you this. What's the difference in your loyalty between a person like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, given the fact that their ancestors pretty much, some of them at least, been there for some while? If right? I mean, would you argue Martin Luther King's ancestry being in the America, let's say for the War of Independence or the Civil War? Would you argue that that's not real?
I will argue that was real with faulty intentions. Now,
okay, but no, okay, so it's real. Martin Luther King, I'm talking about his ancestors, man.
I
not
am.
him.
I'm answering that. I believe that is real. That's the first answer, but it also could have faulty intentions.
What? Hold on. I don't know. There's no faulty intentions because it's his ancestors. It's not him.
It depends on how your ancestors were brought here and what is their
Look,
cause
your
for.
intentions don't matter, bro. What are you talking about? It's people got all
Okay.
kinds of
So
intentions.
if I like, okay, if I
No,
bring
are
in,
you do you believe that Martin Luther King's ancestors have been in the United States, let's say between the Civil War and or around the Civil War or around the War of Independence? Would you agree with that?
no, not without knowing his family background, I would not have agreed with that, but I would like to.
Okay, you would like to. And what about Malcolm X?
I would like to. Saying that I don't know that family background and history, so I understand that same way like you would have what's the
But
guy?
Ralph, okay, but what difference would it make to you?
The difference that it makes is the agenda that they have, far as that. So Martin Luther King's father was a Christian who didn't even, believe in the intentions of what his son had. His son had different intentions from what his family values were. So that's why I'm using the intent. Now, so what if your family
They
put
don't
him in
live
here?
in the same time period. What is the intent about? They don't even live in the same time period, bro.
Time
This
period
is
doesn't,
many generations we talking about,
but
not one.
so that means you can't ask me about a person's lineage here because the time period, we only can look at the actions. That's why I'm judging the actions.
No. I'm saying, would it matter to you? Would it matter to you that somebody's ancestors were in the United States of America around the War of Independence or the Civil War? Would it matter to you?
No,
It
it would
wouldn't
not.
matter to you at all.
It wouldn't matter. And the reason why it wouldn't matter is because we let so many different people into the country. You can't tell, once a person becomes a citizen here,
But
you're
Ralph,
basically,
but Ralph, so you don't support the replacement theory? You don't feel like people are replacing the folks that have been around since that time, contributing to the society, fighting for the society since its conception? You're not with the replacement theory?
I am with the replacement theory, but it's how it's being used. So if you're going to use it incorrectly, yeah, you can make it look like it's prominent. You can make it look like this is what it is. But if you have causes or
So the
entities that
replacement theory don't count for Martin Luther King unless his intentions are right. The replacement theory doesn't count. If you were there and you fought for the country, right? You fought for the United States to be free from Britain or England. You fought for the Civil War, whichever side. For you, that doesn't matter when you're talking to the person.
it doesn't, because if you like, I'm gonna hold you to what you just said. We're
So
living
you
in this.
against MAGA? You're against MAGA?
Yeah, I really don't care for what most people think making America great is. I don't know that. I don't know what they think making America great again. What that means.
You're against the Heritage Foundation.
I'm against certain demographics point of view towards the MAGA system. Now, as far as pro-black or pro-Negro, people that have been here before, I'm fully for. That's why you haven't seen a situation of a black man in power or black woman in power as a president being held to that same assassination type thing. They've been used as an agenda for me. And we can say that's conspiracies or whatever. But I always seen it showed us through history, facts showed us that black whites who has fought for a real type of equality were assassinated, no matter how long their heritage has been here.
Okay. So how do we narrow down how do we narrow down what all of that means? Like, for example, does it matter or does it not matter? So you saying it only matters. Ralph, I have to disagree with you, bro.
I know you're going. I came up here for the disagreement.
For
You know what I'm saying?
if your ancestors have been in the country, that's worth noting.
True.
That's definitely worth noting.
And I'm saying that.
For me, that's worth noting. Like, because here's the thing, there are nuances. I recognize nuances myself. That doesn't make me a Republican. It
I
doesn't make
understand.
me a MAGA person. It doesn't make me that. You see
I
what I mean?
understand.
And
I understand.
it also doesn't make me a liberal. But the thing about it is that I acknowledge that those, for me, I want to hear that because I know that this person has a firm personal attachment and knowledge to the country. But if a person was sitting around talking about 1776 and replacement theory, and they only been here like Sean Hannity, second generation, what would you think of the person?
Why are you speaking on it?
Thank you. All right, that's all I wanted to know.
So,
Okay, all right.
but if you realize, hold on, BB, you're asking me things that clarified since I first actually been on your show.
No,
And
but
I
you
said,
clarify. I'm asking you so you could tell other people too,
yeah,
not just myself.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? So for other those who have been here, it's first and second generation here. You really are just coming into a system made for that. Our lineage before that made this system for that, for this. Now we have to change new laws and systems to benefit these situations and these causes, no matter if you're Republican, liberal, Democrat, or whatever. Because all people need to be protected by our constitutional rights. Now, some people do hold more of a right, or it should be felt that way as a right, but the Constitution says whoever is here as a citizen can do this. Now, ancestors part of slavery, or even Europeans or natives that were here before this was a prominent thing, they will feel entitled or have a right to entitlement because of what our families has been through. So I don't approve. Like Europe has an Asian president now. Europe has an Asian prime minister. Is that normal?
No, but they did. You talking about the UK?
Yes.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
They
They
did. He
never,
lost the election. He lost the
right.
election. Yeah.
So for him to be nominated as an Asian over top of Europeans and also doing the things that he must do for for Europe, it seems I don't want to say the wrong word, man, because you said clean up my talk for this. It seems, I don't have the word for that, but I hope people understand. It doesn't seem right. Okay, you know what I mean?
Well,
it doesn't,
I put it to you like this. For me, I'm not talking about the UK. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the US because I'm a citizen of the US. And we're very different. We're one of the more diverse. We're the most diverse first world nation superpower on earth. One has to recognize that and acknowledge it for what it is. Our power literally comes from our diversity.
And that's my point there.
See,
stopping the diversity, because like I said, you're out the country, but you can vote in the country. You hold an effect. You can hold an effect on somewhere you're not even at. And this is the things that people can do outside of our nation. It doesn't make our nation seem strong if you can input or implement your actions or your moralities of life into a place where you're not.
No, Ralph. It's like I'm doing more. I'm doing it. I have a vote.
Not
I
you
got a
per
right to have
se.
a vote.
Not
right?
saying you per se. I'm saying people.
Yeah.
You have a morality for yourself here. Everybody doesn't have the same morality as you. Or
I'm speaking for myself because I realize everybody's not like me. So I don't want to be put in a basket with anybody. You heard somebody call me a liberal. I say fuck you for calling me that.
I never heard that.
No, somebody called me that today, and I'm like, yo, liberal. I'm sorry, but that's too easy to throw out there. It's just not real. I'm not a liberal, but I speak for myself because I realize if I don't speak for myself, people will put me in boxes.
Yeah,
You
that
see?
you know,
So
I get put in the box every time when I said to you, like, so you use yourself, I'm gonna use myself. I actually told you from the beginning, even on this show, I told it to Miss Andrea, Miss Pumpkin, I'm actually coming here to be the oddball to actually keep the conversation going. I never stopped my premise on what I said.
oh, but don't worry about that, bro. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
no,
it.
no, I'm
It's,
not. No, don't worry about the
mm.
opinions of others. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I use it as a way to say to keep the conversation going because we can always look at it from our point of view, but what can we say outside of our point of view? We
No,
don't
but it's
know that.
good. It's good. I get
Yeah.
you. I understand. It's
So,
okay. It's okay. I agree with that, and I don't have an issue with that. Because I want to hear other perspectives. But as you know, a man got his ass shot, so it's
exactly.
about to get real, and it's about to get real on the political front. You see what I mean? And I'm not going to be sitting playing any games about it. It's like it's time. You see what I mean? It's time. When I hear people like the Heritage Foundation and I hear people like Sean Hannity, when I see somebody like Donald Trump, let me tell you, I'm fucking sick and tired of his ass. I'm sick and tired of him. So when he got his ass shot, I just thought like chickens coming home to roost. And I thought it was
I
even
felt
more
that.
poetry. I thought
I
it was
felt
even more poetry that it was a Republican. And I thought it was even more poetry that it was a young one. You know what I mean? Like,
so.
so for
Are
me,
you saying all Republicans should have the same views then? Because I
no,
know.
I'm not saying that. I'm just acknowledging that all Republicans don't have the same view.
Okay.
You see, that's all I'm doing, and that's what I've been pretty much. I mean, I understand that. That's what diversity is all about: being able to work with people that don't have the same views, but you agree about certain core things. And I think Donald Trump ignited something there
Yeah.
that's so primary and primal for people that his ass might be in trouble,
Well,
like serious trouble.
diversity without equality will never benefit
Yeah, but
diversity.
here's the thing: Donald Trump is a billionaire. He's never been in the country. His family came in the country after the Civil War. My family been here since the beginning of the country.
Well, let's
Plenty of
check
hold on,
let's check
Ralph.
most of our
Plenty of
presidents.
Plenty of African Americans, most have ancestors that come from the beginning of the country. They didn't skip that War of Independence. They didn't skip that Civil War. Yet Donald Trump coming after, he can put out an ad for the death penalty on 5 minors for a crime that they didn't even commit and never apologize.
Okay, all right, and
Don't you
when you say that, you say five versus millions. I understand what you're saying. Joe Biden has millions of people incarcerated who could die, but they die behind anything, death. So what you
right, but on the
five
second side,
versus
but
millions.
look, but here's the thing. But if it was a rich dude, he's partying with rich dudes that's accused of raping people himself.
I agree. I listen. Those points, I'm saying for both parties. I'm not even
Okay,
excluding.
all right.
Yeah.
Look. I get you. No worries. We ain't gonna cover it all, but I'm gonna be back. I gotta shut it down. I'm gonna let Andrea say something. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm about
come
to say
back
I did
1
want to hear
hour.
that point. I did want to hear that point of view, but I'm gonna end it with this though. Like for me, my point of view is I don't have bias against Biden towards Biden and Trump for having semi the same views. They're just working in their party's order. They both have crimes against minorities, if y'all want to call them. The news call them minorities. They both have crimes for sexual assault. They both have crimes that
They
semi
don't
looks
both
like.
have crimes against sexual assault. They
Well,
don't.
someone posts the same agenda for sexual assault.
One person. No, Biden doesn't have any. He doesn't have any accusers of sexual assault.
So
He doesn't.
he didn't have a woman saying that she was mistreated by him. He does not have no one saying that, not even his own daughter.
But the
Saying that
woman
they were
said
taking
that
showers
he
together as a
never.
teenager.
The woman said he did not sexually assault her.
Okay. Oh, and also, what about his daughter saying that they were taking showers together at a teenage teenage.
She never
comment.
implied that he sexually assaulted her.
Well, I
She
mean,
never said he sexually assaulted
would
her.
you? Well, okay. Would you find that comfortable taking someone's friend
Well,
or throwing?
it's not for me. It's not for me to judge because I'm not raising his daughter. I'm not there. But here's the thing, it's not a matter of whether I think it's comfortable. But here's the thing:
I understand. I'm just
she
saying the
didn't
morality of the
accuse him.
people. I'm just saying the
Morale.
morality of the people who
She
going
did
to
not
hear this.
accuse him of sexual assault. It's only Trump that has been accused of sexual assault, and he lost the civil case based on it.
I'll watch. So look, y'all go ahead and have your point of view. I'm going to listen. I'm going on mute. I'm going to listen. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, do your thing.
Hold on. All right, look, I'm gonna let Bev and Andrea and Bev, y'all
I'm
just
here.
close up because I'm gonna be back in an hour, so I just wanna close up real quick. I'm gonna get back to y'all. We're not finished.
Yeah,
Go ahead. I'll take the floor. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, when it comes to bearing arms and all that kind of stuff, they know that law is not for Black people. It's just not. I don't know if you remember the case in Dallas where that brother was shot, those cops, and there was another brother there that was carrying a rifle over his shoulder. They thought it was him, even though he had a right to carry it. They thought it was him and went to him and told him, you need to turn your rifle in to the police because they think it's you that killed these other officers. It ain't the same, and we know it's not. Let somebody else show up at a rally, even though it may be okay to bear arms. Let's show up at one of those rallies, and I guarantee you the rules will not apply. It's not going to be the same.
You're
And what I
proving
don't
my point by
understand is
saying
how
that.
that guy.
You're proving my point by saying that that's discrimination. And if you want to use that, go ahead.
But we know that that's out there. So I'm just saying we can talk about all this gun rights. They know those gun rights do not apply equally across the board. We know that because I find it yards away where all that stuff was going down. They saw him on top of the room. I didn't do something. I couldn't have done anything.
Your Wi-Fi or you're messing up your Wi-Fi. Can somebody tell her Wi-Fi messing up or her internet is messing up? Like it's very, very static, very much. We're not hearing
I'm driving.
anything. Okay, I mean, I want you to be heard. I'm not trying to cut you. I want you to be
I'm
heard.
driving. Can you hear me now?
It's clear now. Can you restart that a little bit?
It's not her internet.
Okay.
It's that he has the GPT.
No. It was her internet. She was going in and out.
Well, I'm not against you. I kind of.
It does feel like y'all against me a little bit. But I don't care about that. Though. Like I said, I'm gonna hold respect.
I
to
haven't
you,
said
lady.
anything to you. I haven't addressed you today, so don't throw me in. I haven't addressed you. I'm just talking. I didn't single you out.
Ralph, it was just your you got your speaker behind you or something. You're getting feedback. That's all. But just mute when Andre is talking. Go ahead.
But what I was going to say is when it comes, it's amazing to me that he was 148 yards away, and that dude who they showed with that red hair and that cap on said, "We saw the dude crawling like he was in the military." Okay, so why didn't you do something? You saw the threat and you just stood there. You said, "I pointed for 3 minutes." We were pointing for 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, so why didn't you do anything? Because he wasn't allowed to carry the guns that they claim that they all have a right to do. Except for when it comes to those particular things. It's not, this is not rocket science. You can't have your cake. Yeah, you can have your cake, but you can't eat somebody else's cake too. Okay? They can't be hollering, "We want our gun rights," unless we're at a Trump rally. Can't holler. How you going to protect anybody? What are you going to do? Those guys did nothing. They pointed. We saw.
They said the
we saw
answer
him.
to more. Look, Andrea, they said the answer to mass shootings was more guns.
Yes, and they did not have one gun to shoot that guy who they said they saw. He said, "We saw him. We saw him military style crawling on the roof." I'm like, how did you see him from 140? Where were you? Were you 148 yards away? Where were you? Because I wouldn't be able to see nobody crawling on the ground 148 yards away. That's a length and a half of a football field. You saw him, but you did nothing. You didn't even warn the crowd that you saw a guy crawling on his stomach. You said nothing. Nothing. And now you want somebody to believe that you know, well, we pointed it out. We stood there for 3 to 4 minutes, pointed it out. The Secret Service walking around like they didn't know what was going on. No. Okay, but you did. You saw it. You did nothing. So, you know, that's all I got to say about that.
So,
It all
all right,
seems
my
set up
question
and,
is to you:
and
Is
stuff.
it his job? It's his job to protect himself, but is it his job to enforce someone else to protect them that they should have been there to do their job anyway? That's what I'm saying.
Who you
to
talking about? You're talking about Trump?
Whoever's there to protect Trump. It's not Trump's job to inform someone of his threat.
No. See, now I didn't say Trump. I said the redhead dude that said that we.
You saying he
I
was
wasn't
appointed.
talking
You
about
said he was
Trump. You didn't
appointed.
hear me say Trump one time. I
No,
didn't
I'm
say
saying
Trump.
whoever.
I didn't say him.
I'm asking for that. Whoever you saying that you said that was pointing for 3 minutes, giving themselves the time to point out the threat. And if your service does not protect you, that is a faulty service.
Okay, I don't care. Look, I don't care about that. All I'm saying is, if you saw the threat,
How you
didn't
not
tell
care about
nobody.
someone's job? That's your job.
You didn't.
If I pay you to do that's
No.
your job.
You're trying to conflate the two. I'm not trying to put the two together. I'm not trying to put the two scenarios together. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about how the Secret Service didn't protect him. That's not what I'm talking about. You're conflating the two. I'm just talking about the redhead dude. Leave it at that. Don't talk about Trump. Don't talk about anybody else. I'm talking about the redhead dude who said we pointed for 2 or 3 minutes trying to show Secret Service that dude was crawling on his stomach on top of the roof. So I'm trying to figure out, how did you see him on top of the roof? Where were you that you could see that guy for 3 minutes on the top of the roof and you didn't warn nobody? Where were you? He said he was standing by a tree. How far was that tree from the people? I'm just confused.
So you act like if they don't have microphones, they don't have things in the ear to put around for people to understand it. Just like on the newscast, they have these things. If he's pointing in this way, that's for whoever seen that, for him to know that must be someone over top of him who knows that as well. So that's like that's like saying if I'm about to I'm about to shoot through your house and your neighbor sees me, they tell you about it. You see me and no one does that. That's not your fault. That's someone else's fault.
Okay, Ralph. Let me change it. Let me ask you something then, Ralph. So January 6th, because it's not really about guns. You can kill somebody with a brick, knock them over the head, right? So look, but your job as a police officer is still to protect, right? So here's the thing: January 6th. Do you agree that the police officers should have protected the representatives in the House?
Yes, but we all have a problem knowing that it's
no. I'm just hold on first.
It's
Do you agree
discrimination.
with
You know
that?
they're not going to shoot those white folks. They are a
No, but
minority.
Ralph, I'm just saying, Ralph. Do you agree with that premise that the police first job is to protect the House members?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So, right, we got that. Now that's fine. Now here's the thing. It wasn't a black person at the House on January 6th. It wasn't a black person at Trump's rally. Right? Now, why is it that Trump is okay making excuses for all these people on January 6th to bum rush the Capitol with a hang noose talking about kill Mike Pence and where's Nancy Pelosi? Why is that okay for Trump to do that? So you disagree with Trump?
I don't fully agree with no one's full action. No one's perfect. That's my premise
No,
on this.
but it's not about is he perfect. We know. First of all, Trump. You just talk about, is Trump perfect? Is that what you talk? Nobody
No.
believes Trump is
That's
nowhere near
not
perfect.
what I'm saying. No him, but also it's faulty because police have to. No matter what Trump said, police have a job to protect and serve.
No,
And they're
but
not
it's
going to
not.
protect
It's
and
not
serve
about that,
properly.
Ralph. It's not about that because you support Trump running for president. So here's the thing: do you agree? You see, Trump is the one who's been saying they should go there. He's the one that's been saying it's okay what they did. And
Okay,
now on the
so now,
but here's
so now you're gonna compare him to Malcolm. Malcolm X he didn't tell his enemies not to come around.
no, listen, I'm talking about January 6th.
I understand. You're talking about when they ran down on the
Right. And
the
Trump
Capitol.
has said he's going to pardon all those people. Right? Now, but you agree at the same time, do you agree with Trump on that?
That one I have no questions for because he's I can't. I really can't because I don't even agree with Donald Trump actually pardoning certain rappers and certain type of people. I don't agree with certain type of people that Obama has let. I can't.
Okay,
fully agree with everything.
so here's the thing. These people attacked the House and they claim that they want to hang Mike Pence and kill Nancy Pelosi. Some of those people. Now, do the police have the right and should they have stopped those people with brutal force?
Yes. Now,
Okay.
my question to you is: did Nancy Pelosi?
So you would
point out the people-
disagree.
Hold on,
So
can you
in
answer my
premise,
question?
hold
Did
on.
Nancy-
So in premise, you disagree with Trump, right? On
In
January
certain-
6th, right?
No, I don't
What?
disagree with him. I'm holding you to the same account. Did Nancy Pelosi point out the people that wanted to assassinate or do a crime? Did Mike Pence point it out the same way y'all trying to say?
Yeah,
Or
they
Trump?
did in the January 6th select committee
all those
hearings,
people
bro.
arrested. Are those people arrested?
Yes.
So if those people are arrested, should they be held to their crimes?
What are you talking about? Yes, they should be.
So it's the same way with Trump. Nobody should be not held accountable for the things they've done.
No, but what I'm saying is that Trump says he want to pardon those people. That's what he said. So I'm asking, do you agree with Trump on that?
I'm not going to agree with that because as a president, you have all rights. Another president can come in and do the same thing. That's what I'm
Hold
saying.
on,
with
but
Obama.
so you don't agree with Donald Trump on
Trump
January
is not
6th?
going to win the presidency.
I don't even.
All right, but look, you know what? Let's stop it because I see we're not getting any answers. We're not getting any straight
We
answers.
are
right
getting
now.
the answer because we can't control what someone else does in authority.
I'm not claiming that. I'm trying to just know what your opinion is about Trump on January 6th.
I believe that those people who stormed anyone that was involved in storming the
Should the
Capitol.
police have used brutal force to stop them?
I said that they should have shot as many people as they could
Okay,
at that time.
that's all I wanted to know. Okay, so and I'm just saying you disagree with Trump on that because Trump said he would pardon them. They have the right to do that. They weren't going to harm nobody. All of this stuff, and I'm just saying it's the same situation here. Defending people, the same folks defending are the same. That you're not dealing with different people. You're dealing with the same groups of folks. They have the same job, protecting elected officials. You see, so that's why I asked the question. But in any case, y'all, I'm gonna be back in 1 hour. Y'all hang tight because you know there's gonna be more news. So let's get back on it. I appreciate everybody for hopping up. Andrea, Ralph, and of course Pumpkin. I appreciate y'all. Just give me a second. We'll be right back, y'all. All right.
All right.
All right. Peace. One.
This Sunday, shots fired. Former President Donald Trump injured and rushed off the stage at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania after an apparent assassination attempt.
This evening we had